we're ready now to bring in our next presenter, Bar from Route. Route is an innovative shipping insurance and package tracking tool and technology. It's free for merchants. I recommend it to almost every single merchant that I talk to, and I really am excited to see where they're going next with their technology, and the growth of their business is just phenomenal to watch. Bar, I'm bringing you in now. Let me stop my screen share. If you want to share yours, I can pull it up here.
Awesome, Derek. Yeah, let me share my screen here.
I know it took me a second as well.
Cool.
Perfect.
You guys can see that. Let me know if you can't.
Yeah, looks good. You want to go full on presenter if you want. It's up to you. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Yeah,
And
is that
looks
going
beautiful? I'm gonna take a step off to the side and let you run with it. If you need anything, let me know.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, excited to be here. Like Derek said, Route is a completely free solution for merchants, and we are definitely focused on the post-purchase experience. So I wanted to take a few minutes today to just kind of dive into why that matters, right? Like after someone comes to your website, places an order, you say thank you for your order. How can you actually mean it when you say it? And so the reality is that only 3% of your orders are ever going to have some sort of delivery issue, right? Like some stolen, lost, damaged order, right? And 3% sounds like not that much. So like, why should you even care? Well, 3% is more than you can afford, right? When you actually look at the numbers, at 50,000 orders, you've got 1,500 bad experiences or bad customers that, they are not seeing that delivery issue as the carrier's fault or the UPS driver's fault. They're seeing that as your brand's issue. And obviously, as you scale, as you get bigger, you've got economies of scale and more customers that are having bad experiences, sharing those bad experiences. And as we know in today's day and age, trust is super, super important. So what do bad experiences equate to? They really equate to your bottom line in support tickets, right? And so we've done a lot of studies on this. We've got over 7,000 merchants now, and really did a deep dive into their ticketing system. And what we found is that over 50% of their tickets are Wizmo tickets, right? Where's my order? Something that's super, super simple to solve, but taking up a ton of time. 30%, some other issues. And then the rest is really made up of lost, damaged, or stolen items. And so really in what Route is trying to do is solve for the Wizmo tickets and then your lost, damage, and stolen items. And we'll dive into how we do that a little bit later. But really that's a bottom line impact, right? Like the more orders you get, the more Wizmo tickets, the more support tickets you're going to get across the board, the more that's going to cost you. And so really, you're probably thinking, hey, like these bad experiences are going to happen. Mounting support costs are just part of growing my e-commerce business, right? Well, it doesn't have to be. The reality is that merchants that install Route are now seeing 75% of their order issues resolved instantly. And then they're also eliminating about 45% of their Wizmo tickets. And if we remember from earlier, 50% of those tickets that you're getting across the board are where is my order? And so now you've got instant order gratification on any order that has an issue. And then you've got 45% of your Wizmo tickets completely out the door. And so that means you've got fewer support tickets across the board. And ideally, your team's going to absolutely love you. And that also lowers your cost, obviously, right? Like across the board, we know that support is making up about 30% of your hard costs. And if you can get rid of those tickets, those support agents are able to focus on other more important things. Derek, are we taking questions at all, or is this more of just a straight on presentation?
Yeah, we can definitely take questions from the audience. Ask away, and we've got people here with us live that would definitely be interested in talking with you. So, and if not, I will definitely ask some questions for you as well.
Awesome. Well, really quickly, can just walk through, Route's got a couple of different solutions, but I think specifically around post-purchase and solving that customer support headache, we've got two. The first is Track. Again, completely free. We've got a mobile app, over 2 million downloads, getting about 25,000 new downloads per day on that. And really, the flow there is that a customer is going to order a product from your website. On the customer confirmation page, you'll see a widget to essentially install the Route app. And once they do, they can track all of their orders in that app. And this is really, really powerful for both the merchant and the customer, in that we're going to consolidate all of their orders, whether that merchant is a Route customer or not. We're also adding in Amazon orders. And so you've got this ecosystem where you've got proactive push notifications for every step of the way. As soon as that order is packaged, as soon as it's out for delivery, that customer is going to get a push notification. And what we found is that, and you can see the different notifications here, what we found is that a lot of people really want that, right? When, as soon as you place an order, you get really stoked on that order coming your way. And 81% of consumers say that they want to receive those proactive notifications. And then 93 said that they want to stay updated throughout the entire process. And so, you're not only eliminating this kind of reactive, hey, where's my order? When is it going to arrive? You're now actually being proactive. And we can talk about all the benefits that brings, right? These push notifications are going to get clicked. You're going to get more brand exposure, things like that. The other aspect is really in giving the customer an Amazon-like experience. And Amazon's great for a lot of reasons, but one of the things that it's shifted across the board in terms of customer behavior is wanting instant resolution, right? As soon as something goes wrong on Amazon, you go on their website, you take a picture, you press a button, automatically they'll refund you or send you a new item back. Now, what we're trying to do is recreate that for the masses. And so you've got, we talked about this earlier. When something goes wrong with that package, the consumer is not going to blame USPS or UPS, which we all know is really the root cause for most of these. They're going to blame the brand. And so what we're trying to do is give the brand the power to self-serve and self-resolve these issues. And so again, super simple. The way most people are going to find out about Route is through the checkout or the cart page. You can see that here. It's just going to be a checkbox there. Assuming that customer adds Route protection, if something happens, they're able to resolve that either through our mobile app or online through an automated system. So they self-report that item was lost, damaged, or stolen. It's a completely automated process. And then we resolve that issue. 75% of the time, it's going to be automated. And what happens is we're either going to refund them or place a second purchase from you. And so now you're taking the situation where something happened to that customer. Again, we've got 50,000 orders, 1,500 customers are now angry. You're taking that angry customer, you're flipping it on its head, giving them an Amazon-like experience. They are happy because they're now getting a refund or an order back super quickly. The merchant's super happy because they actually get a second purchase, right? Instead of losing money on that second purchase, Route is an insurance that we can purchase that directly from you. And that's really, high level, simple solution to help cut down support tickets and ideally help give the customer the best post-purchase experience possible.
You zoomed through this. This is everything. So where can we download Route? Or we've got the link here, I guess, on our side actually. Ecomtech.link/route. Final thoughts, or actually, what I'd like to ask you is, where is Route heading from here?
Yeah, great question. So, as you can imagine, the post-purchase experience really doesn't end with a resolution. It really ends with bringing that customer back, right? Or having them discover a different item. And so what we're able to do, and this is actually already in beta. So if you download the app, you'll, I think it's like around 20 to 25% of users are now getting throttled on this. And in the next month or two, everyone will have access to this. But if you download the app, you're actually able to start discovering new items. And again, there's a huge adoption across the board with this mobile app. And there's really different opportunities for brands to re-engage with their consumers. So, let me go back into the shipping, or sorry, the tracking portion. So, as you can imagine, when someone gets a push notification, they're going to click on it. That actually sends them to a branded page within the Route app. And within that page, you can have any CTA you want, right? So some like Cotopaxi decided that they wanted to do an upsell. We've got other merchants that just want to send them to, blog articles or to, more engagement. But that's really the
loyalty program. You're gonna have to integrate with some loyalty programs and get people, posting review tools. There might also be another path. Loyalty and review often so closely intertwined. I'm getting some ideas here, honestly.
Yeah, and we'd love feedback. If you download the app, you can. We've got that new feature called Discover, where we're curating specific brands and then really giving you recommendations based on your other purchase history. We'd love feedback on that.
I love it. I mean, there's a lot that can be done here. You can Sezzle and a lot of buy now pay laters have done this, where they become the platform for discovering new brands, and so being on them gives you this extra layer of additional sales from discovering on the platform. I think Route is probably heading that direction as well, not just from discovery within the branded page for the individual brand, but across brands. So you get additional exposure essentially for free, which is really cool. You mentioned on your last slide, I think it was the product would either be refunded or you would buy it again from them. So if the product's refunded, what does that mean for me, the merchant? They're sending the product back to me, and I'm sending money back to them?
No, so all claims are actually any lost, damage, or stolen item. All claims are filed through Route, and we would be handling those claims. So the merchant is never losing out on a second sale or losing out on that original sale, as long as it falls within our terms and conditions. That we automatically would cover that.
So basically, if it's refunded, sadly the customer doesn't get the product, which I'm sure we all want our customers to receive products, but they've decided essentially they don't want it. But I got the sale as the merchant. So this is that's what I like about Route. I want to make sure this is true, because it's reducing shrinkage costs. We know, like, if 50% of my customers use Route, then 50% of my returns are no longer coming through. That's if my return rate is 0.5% or something along those lines, I'm saving 0.25% of entire revenue in my company by using Route, and it costs me nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, I think that's why I think there's two reasons merchants really end up loving Route. One, it gives, it's kind of flipped the script on insurance, right? I think in the past, we would see merchants having to kind of eat the cost of insurance, and it was really only around like high priced items or fragile items like a guitar or something like that. We've essentially flipped the script and given the customer the ability to, for a small premium, insure their order. And we're seeing a really, really high attach rate there, where, roughly, you're letting the customer choose if they want to insure it or not, and roughly 50% of them are choosing to do so. And we've seen really, really great adoption across the board in that way.
I love it. And I think it's just hinting at something that was already there in the potential for user experience, which is if it's easy to do, customers would buy insurance themselves. But the reason they haven't been is because there's no solution that made it easy for the customer to buy insurance. It always felt like a real tax on them, if that makes sense. Like, because it's like a buried option, or it cost a lot on the insurance front for some reason, or it was mandatory and it felt like a barrier. But in this case, the way that the tool is designed, it's like, oh, yeah, of course I want insurance. It's a no-brainer. Let's bring it in, right? So I think that's where part of the growth rate of the business is off of this. It reminds me, actually. So I know I'm rambling a little bit, but there was a great study done on being an organ donor, right? So there were countries in Europe, and some of them had the checkbox for organ donation on, and someone had the checkbox for organ donation off. And they found that the ones that had the checkbox off, very few people would opt in and donate as organ donors. But if it automatically had the checkbox on, you had like a 80-90% of people would be an organ donor, which is huge because we need more organ donors because we're saving lives. And the cost is kind of confusing, but it's no cost if you're dead, and as long as there's no religious beliefs or anything like that. So I think you've been able to do a really good job at basic user behavioral psychology combined with true value to both the merchant and the end user. And of course, it brings up one final question from Autumn. You mentioned that Route is free, so how do you make your money?
Yeah, that's a great question. So really, so every feature within Route is completely free to the merchant. The way that we make money is that the insurance premium is passed on to the consumer. So again, we're flipping the script, and instead of saying, hey, the merchant has to pay insurance, we're giving the option to the consumer. And that is going to range between 1% and 2% of the entire cart value. It's usually around 99 cents if it's under $100. And then we let the consumer choose if they want to select that or not. And that's the revenue stream that we're collecting.
Perfect. Awesome. So it sounds like a no-brainer to me. You guys can check out Route at ecomtech.link/route. Bar, thanks so much for hopping on today.
Yeah, of course. And I think through that link too, there's a promotional offer. So welcome to check it out. And thanks for having us on, Derek.
Is that the $100 $100 Amazon gift card if you keep it installed for 7 days on your store?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. Completely free to
apply.
Yep. So it's a really low risk way for you guys to just check it out, see if you like it. If you don't, you can take it off, still make $100.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. We will see you later as we move into our final session of the day.